So I'm going to open at 7:05. I'm going to open the meeting of the Halifax Planning Board. This is taking place at 499 Plymouth Street in Halifax in the Selectmen's Meeting Room. Today is Thursday, August 7th, 2025. To make the formal announcement, the Planning Board meeting is being recorded by Area 58 and can be viewed on YouTube. So right now, present for the Planning Board is Amy Troop, Tom Millius, myself, Bert Gaynor, and our fourth member who should be joining us by Zoom was Bruce Sylvester. Okay, I'll accept a motion to accept the agenda as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Passes unanimous. Okay, well, just taking this, I'm sorry? Yes, right. So right now, we're just taking the agenda out of order a little bit. We're going to do a continuation of PSPR 25-3 for 539 Plymouth Street. Plan review. The application expires today. So we're going to grant an extension. We discussed, sir, why don't you stand up and give your name, please?
My name is Sonora Morale. We're doing 539 Beach Street, Mill Street.
45 days okay with you?
Yes.
All right.
I'll make a motion to have an extension on BSPR-25-3, 539 Plymouth Street for 45 days, making the September 21st, 2025 the next extension deadline.
Is that our next meeting in September?
It's after the 2 meetings in September.
Okay, great. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to extend the 45-day extension for the application PSPR 25-3 for 539 Plymouth Street. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes unanimous. So we just need your signature, and you're lucky enough can fly out of it.
September 21st is the end date. Okay.
Now I'll keep calling. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Have a
Good
good
night. Thank you.
Good
Thank you.
Hi, Bob. Joining us is the interim town administrator, Bob Vensey. He's Zooming. How you doing, Bob?
Good, thank you. Good to be here.
It's always fun. Mr. Seeley, you want to open?
Sure,
I mean,
sure. All right, so it is Thursday, August 7th, 2025. It is 7:08 PM in the evening. We are in the Selectmen's Meeting Room. This area is also being videotaped, I will say, by Area 58, just so everyone knows. In attendance tonight, we have Selectman Bill Smith, Selectman Thomas Pratt, myself, Selectman Jonathan Seelig. We have interim town administrator Bob Fennessy. We have our assistant Pam McSherry. And if you guys don't mind how we do the beginning of all selectmen meetings, we do the Pledge of Allegiance. That's okay? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, and we are here in conjunction with the Planning Board to fill a vacancy on the Halifax Planning Board. So our meeting is hereby considered open.
okay. Both boards right now have a quorum, so we can start. We get until Bruce jumps in at some point. I'm sure he'll let us know. Okay.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I have one question. There is actually 5 applications and only 4 were listed. One was from Jody Goyette.
Yes.
So I didn't know, is Jody here?
Jody contacted us and then subsequently Pam this afternoon. She didn't return the paperwork to Danielle and is withdrawing her application for tonight.
Oh, she is.
Correct.
Thank you.
Okay, so why don't we start off,
Mr. Chair, could I just ask a quick question, just before we get, for the benefit of all, before we start? With Bruce, we had 7.
correct?
If my understanding is correct on Mass General Law, a majority, at the end of the night, we need a majority, which is 4 out of 7. I'm just clarifying that we would still need 4 out of 6 if Bruce doesn't join for the majority of the meeting. Is that correct? Is that everyone's understanding?
It's a majority, yes.
So 4 out of 6.
Correct.
Okay.
And Mr. Chair, if I could, I just am concerned, do we want to get into interviewing the candidates without Bruce here? So if he joins late, he won't unfortunately be able to hear what everybody's saying?
Share that.
Yeah.
So,
We actually have a piece of business we could attend to out of order.
We can do that if you don't mind.
Exactly.
yeah, just to give Bruce time, because you'd hate to have him vote on something that he hasn't heard all of the questions, right?
Yeah.
So,
Agreed.
Why don't we do that?
Fine.
Now you don't have to wait.
We get home before midnight.
Yeah. 10:30.
All right, we'll take the first appointment for PSPR 25-2, 350A Industrial Drive, the site plan review. Mr. Newcomb? Oh, for Paul Newcomb.
Yes.
Where are we with this now?
Everything's been turned in to Danielle, so the engineer should have already seen everything. I brought copies of the plans if you want to see them.
Have you received the letter with the responses?
I don't know.
When did you submit to the?
Last week.
Last week.
So July 23rd, there anyway, it has bold answers. Have you seen them? You want to let it go?
Joe Webby said he sent it all last week, so.
Is that something that you've seen? Do you want a copy?
Let me read it first. If you want. I think there's multiple sets in.
Do you have it electronically, do you want?
I believe that's what Joe did. He emailed it all over to whoever needed it.
Yeah, because there was 2 sets of questions, the first one, and then a follow-up to that.
Yeah, we answered all the things
Right,
on
the
that
first
page you
one.
gave me.
Yep,
Yep.
yes.
Do you want me to wait a second for you? Or are you gonna look on the first? Let me see if I can.
So the copy I have dated July 23rd, 2025, on page 1, it refers to 16728G3, submission of the plans, characteristics, address. The aerial photo plan on sheet 1 shows all the parcels and their ownership within 300 feet.
Yeah, we do.
Bingo. Number 2, it showed the response, Webby stated that the applicant shall provide renderings and plans of the proposed building. Do we have that, Mr. Newcomb?
I gave you guys that the first meeting. I mean, that one shows where they're gonna be proposed.
Yeah, where they're gonna be, but this is the renderings of the building.
Proposed.
Can Bruce see this? If I share the screen?
Did you see that? Oh,
Bruce.
He's back on.
oh, he is. Hey, Bruce, better?
So, oh, is that Caesar?
yeah.
Thanks, Caesar.
I'm back.
The proposed topography is shown on sheet number 3. This is the topography here.
Yep.
Yeah, but we have to, yeah. So,
I wish you sent me this so I could have read it before, I'm sorry.
But honestly, yeah.
Just to go through the list, we're switching over to page 2 there, item number 4. It was addressed, the proposed dumpster pad is shown on Sheet number 3.
I know that's on there, right? Yeah.
It's edge of grill. Dumpster pad. Okay, number 5 was addressed the proposed water line to the proposed building is shown on sheet 3. The proposed water line. Drainage. Septic.
Proposed water. Yeah.
This good? The proposed water line. Can you see that, Amy? It's right to the top where it says existing building.
Off of the building.
Okay, 6. The drainage calculations have been submitted and they demonstrate that there will be no increase in runoff for all design storms 2-10-25-100 year. So we're good there. ZBA 16728. Number 7, address sheet number 2 is the erosion control plan. This is number 2, erosion control plan.
Maybe a little silt fence, whatever you got there. To break down.
Are you removing that existing shed? Is that what's happening?
It's the dotted one going around.
That's erosion control, yeah.
Right.
Yep.
This one going around.
I was asking a different question.
Oh,
sorry.
I thought we
The
That's
shed's
okay.
being moved, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
All right, number 8, addressed. The test holes have been excavated in the location of the proposed drainage basin and confirm that there is adequate depth to the seasonal high groundwater and sandy soils, which are well suited for infiltration. The test holes were all?
Yeah, we did test holes right here. I don't know which one shows that, but here it is. 1, 2, 1.
Awesome. Number 9, addressed.
Can you show me
Propo-
that?
What's the matter?
I just need to see.
Test hole 1.
Oh, thank you.
Number 9, address the proposed sizes, types, invert elevations, and slopes of the drainage pipes specified on sheet number 3. Elevation slopes of drainage pipes. Drainage basin,
Right here, 55. Drainage.
proposed on this side too.
Oops, down. Yep, yep.
Catch basins here and here, existing drain manhole.
Yep.
You see them all, Amy?
I'll show you.
Yep, right here.
Right here, come down this dotted line here.
Did he? Number 11, address the area around and between the proposed buildings is proposed to be gravel with grass along the property lines. Where are we now? Which sheet? This one? This is grass? That's what the, proposed grass area, right there. Okay, 13.
Now, do I have to do that? Is that like a mandatory thing? Would be my question. Because if I want to drive around the building, or you want to get fire trucks around the building, you know, when I'm driving through the grass, I mean, I didn't look at this, so I didn't really look.
It's on his requirement, right?
Oh, then we'll leave it.
Number 12, the limit of pavement removal has been shown on sheet number 2. The limit of pavement
Right here.
removal.
I think that's what he's talking about, existing.
That's
To
the
be
only-
removed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, 2,175 square feet. Good. 13, Webby has calculated the area of disturbance to be 41,850 square feet, which is just under 1 acre, 43,560. Okay. As noted above, this is from Patrick Brennan. As noted above, we provided the attachment email comments on the first round of revised documents, and the second round of revised documents addressed all of those comments. Sounds like he's happy. He's happy, you happy?
I'm happy.
Happy enough.
Happy when I start working on it.
Do we have any letters or comments from any of the other boards or departments, such as the fire department?
I dropped
No,
that
we
off
do
to
have
the
a
phone.
letter here from Webby Engineering.
That's from back.
Yeah,
while ago, April, July.
Yep. That's from Joe. I have nothing else as far as communications from the others.
Danielle.
When I talked to him, he said the only thing he saw, the fire chief, was that if we're gonna park trucks inside, that he'd want the building sprinkled, which would be under the building code if we're parking trucks.
Are they sprinkled?
What?
Are they,
They're going to be.
Well, that would be under.
they're going to be
Yeah.
sprinkled? Oh, okay.
But we should have all of that in writing from the fire department so that we can.
Yeah, but it's the code. It is
No,
the
I
code.
know, but I
That's right.
meant-
It's-
Yeah.
I just
If
meant
you're gonna
about,
park trucks in there. if
You
I
need a
just
letter
use
that
it for
says you have to
storage,
follow the
You don't
code.
have to, exactly.
Industrial Drive,
I don't mean about the sprinkling, I mean about the,
across from the Canadian.
you know, the getting around the buildings, all of that with fire. You know what I mean? Fire trucks. Turning radiuses.
Don't know if he did respond, that's the problem.
Well, that's why they're supposed to send us the copy, the documents so that we
Except
know.
they never did.
They used to.
Well, we have two options. We can either go with what we've got, or we can put it off till the next meeting and reach out to see if we can.
I think that we should.
I'll put it
No
off
offense.
contingent on
I don't want to
fire
put it
chief,
off.
okay.
Huh?
We could contingent upon the fire chiefs.
I would rather see it on writing. I think that what we should do is get the documentation from them so that we have it. We just had concern from you yourself about the grass area and driving all the way
Yeah, I
around.
mean, we
And now we're
should-
talking about fire trucks.
We should answer that question.
Yeah. I'll make a motion to put it off.
I have a motion on the floor to continue until the next meeting and get a response from the fire
We
chief.
will
Do I have a
need an
second?
extension.
I know.
Oh, we will need-
We won't, yeah, I think so.
60 days ago, so.
25 feet.
They have enough time to do that.
And then sprinklers.
And I
Sprinklers
think,
are code issues.
7,500. But they put it in a new law that if you park commercial trucks in there, they have to be sprinkled.
yeah,
As long as you
August,
have fire separation.
August 23rd.
He said as long as you got adequate fire separation.
It's in the building code, so.
Yeah, no, exactly.
21st. Yeah, the next meeting's October, the 21st. So, and the site plan, expires on the 23rd of August, so as long as
So
we.
we can make it to the next meeting.
We can make it through.
So I'll make a motion to continue the site plan review to August 21st, 2025 at 7 PM.
And
And we need to get comments from the other boards, especially the fire department.
Is there anything else? Is that gonna be the last issue?
Well, we just don't have any comments on the new plan from the departments, and we really need them.
Is that the only
what
part
we need
is
the
my
other,
question?
the other one,
What other,
the fire.
I don't wanna go to the next meeting
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
something from someone else, because I already brought that to the fire chief, and he didn't do what he was supposed to do, so now I gotta wait longer, so, which is fine, I don't want it to keep going.
We're on boards with the V.
Right, but we have to do
I
the
think-
best due diligence with the town.
The
You know,
diligence, the fire department should have did it, if you know, so.
Everything else is covered by the building permit and then.
Exactly.
So I think we can limit this to the response from the fire chief in terms of whether he has adequate passage for his vehicles.
Thank you.
That'll be it. Okay?
Yep.
So there's a motion on the floor to continue this to the August
21st. is
21st meeting at
7 PM.
7 PM
For a response from the.
for a response from the fire chief. Do I have a second?
Second.
There's a motion and
Oh, Bruce got it.
motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Nope, you gotta do roll.
Aye.
Let's do a roll call,
Yeah.
since Bruce is on. Bruce, what's your vote?
Aye. Yeah, yeah.
Amy?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Myself, yes, unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
See you the 21st.
That should wrap it.
What's that?
That
Do you
should
need
wrap
one
it.
of those?
I'd
Okay.
like to keep one copy there.
Yeah, can I make it run that up?
Yep, thank you.
I'll be right back.
foundation for winter.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Been going on since February. Sometimes stop by the shop. I stopped by a couple times, you weren't there.
Really?
Yeah, I went to sign that firearms thing.
Oh.
Just gonna wait till she gets back.
Sure,
And now that we got Bruce, we can jump right in.
sure.
I see you on Facebook, you're like, in like New York, putting the
Yeah,
machine
yeah, we
together.
had the big one down in down in Brooklyn. We did another one big, another big one in Fall River.
I take full responsibility.
Big E75, 375,000 pounds. Loves. Absolutely love it. He's really play with pocket trucks. He's in the Corona. Some days it'll make it.
Yeah, I see the days when you're covered in grease and
Oh my God. Yeah, the machine we got over there now, we split the top off of the new swing bearer into the put the top back on. We got another one, the sugar dropped out with a big shear on it, gonna take the top off that.
Do you need those, or do you have your electronic ones on?
Do you need, can we keep one for our records, or?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
Do you want one back? Is it all right if I give them one and we have one?
That's fine.
Yeah, I just keep this one, you can keep those, it's fine. I get them off from Joe.
Okay, let's move on with the, with our agenda. We'll move into the selection of, or the appointment of a fifth member of the planning board. We're meeting here with the selectmen to conduct the meetings. So we have everybody present. We have Bruce Sylvester, and we do have a full board. We have a full quorum up to the races. I guess this is, it would be the whole procedure thing, or you just want to
Yeah,
jump right
I
in?
think you can go jump right in, or if you want to let the public know, it's your call, your meeting. I'm
Yep.
not stepping on your toes.
Okay, we do have a memorandum from the interim town administrator. This is a memo that outlines the procedure for filling the vacancy on the planning board through a joint meeting with the Board of Selectmen. As per Massachusetts general laws, a majority vote of the officers entitled to vote from both boards is required to appoint a new planning board member. The appointed individual will serve until the next annual meeting, May. Appointment process overview. A joint meeting will be scheduled. All the candidates will be notified in advance. The meeting will proceed as follows. Each board opens its respective meeting that's been done. If applicable, each or either board shall close its meeting following the joint session. Chairing the joint meeting, the chair of the planning board will preside over the joint meeting. Candidate presentations. Well, this is how it's going to go. Each candidate will deliver a 2-minute opening statement. Members of both boards may ask one question per candidate, alternating between boards to the extent possible. The same question will be asked of all the candidates. The chair shall request if there are any follow-up questions from board members. No member is required to ask a question. Candidates will answer questions in a rotating order to ensure fairness. After questioning by the board members, each candidate will conclude with a 1-minute closing statement. The discussion. The chair will initiate a discussion among both boards regarding the candidates. Initial poll. Upon conclusion of the discussion portion, the chair will poll each member for their first choice candidate. Votes will be tallied by the chair. Appointment. If a candidate receives a majority vote, which there is 4 and 3, there's 7 votes. So the majority would be the 4 out of the 7 would get the appointment. Boy, pull out a calculator, Bert. If a candidate receives a majority vote, the chair will request a motion to appoint, followed by a second, conduct a roll call vote for official appointment. In the event of a tie, if no candidate receives a majority, the chair will reopen discussion. Periodically, the chair will request a motion and a second to appoint one of the top 2 vote getters. This process will continue until a candidate is appointed by majority vote. So that's how we're gonna do it. Do we have a list of questions that,
We have some. Do you want us to share? Or
Everyone got.
everybody got a list?
We have some.
Yeah.
On the table.
okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Do you need a copy of it?
I have one, thank you.
And just so that, if I can, Mr. Chair,
Sure.
the select board, we're looking at questions 2, 3, and 11 on that list. 2, 3, and 11 were going to be selectmen questions. So, hi hosey on those. And you guys have the other 8 that you can pick from, or you can use one of your own if you'd like.
Okay. Bruce, did you get a copy of those, the questions? Did Danielle send them to you? Oh, you're muted. Can't hear you. You gotta unmute your computer. You're still muted.
It might be Caesar. might have
Stand
been.
by. There you go.
There we go. Yes, I received that question.
Okay, well, I might as well start with you, Long. Do you have any one of the 11 questions that you feel you would like to ask, excluding 2, 3, and 11?
No, I will just follow you folks.
Okay, how about you, Amy? Anyone in particular?
I haven't decided as of yet.
Tom?
Another,
I'm kind of leaning towards number 1. All right, well, we're gonna start off, we're just gonna go in alphabetical order. So, all right, Bob?
Oh, you mean by
Bob Cole?
candidate?
Yes, by
I
candidate.
meant by us.
Hi.
Make sure we get a microphone for him so that we hear, people are going to want to hear him.
Hey, Bob.
So, my name is Robert Cole. I've lived in the town of Halifax here for about 30 years. I've been a certified assessor for the last 25 years. And as part of that job, I worked in 7 different towns and worked closely with planning boards as part of my job as an assessor, reviewing plans and making recommendations and such. So I have a history of working with the planning board, not on the planning board. I have a history of looking at maps and interpreting them, plus looking at deeds. And currently I'm still part-time, even though I'm retired, I'm a consultant in Hanover, and I'm still doing their plans in their office, and putting them on the assessor's maps and making sure they get to the state every year for the state to verify the maps are correct.
Okay. Thanks, Bob. All right, next one is Dave Massio. Dave.
Thanks, Brett.
You're welcome.
Dave Massio, been a resident since about 2016. I've been involved with a lot of the town politics for quite a while. Just looking to fill the void and do my part for the town. I'm sure we've got a lot of qualified candidates here, but for the most part, just trying to help out the town with what we need and maybe get some new faces in here so that we can help our residents get through whatever processes they need. So not a lot of experience with the planning board other than being at the meetings. Obviously I've run for selectman at one point, but here to help out.
Okay, thanks, Dave. Mr. Picciarelli.
Ron Picciarelli. I'd like to thank the Board of Selectmen and the Planning Board to hear us all and pick a candidate. So I've been in Halifax, resident 35, 40 years. My family was raised here. I'm familiar with the town. I was the building commissioner in Halifax for 6 years. I was a local inspector in Halifax for 15. I was the building commissioner in Howard for about a year and the building commissioner in Whitman for 3 years. So I'm familiar with zoning. I'm familiar with planning. I was a member of the planning board previously for 8 years. So I'm familiar with deeds. I'm familiar with how zoning entwines with planning and the building code. And I think I'd be an asset to the town.
Thanks, Earl. And Mr. Walsh.
My name is James Walsh. I've been in the town for a little over 10 years now. I don't have a lot of experience with the planning board per se, but I do have a construction background. Started in the trades, and now I do project management, so I read plans all day long and deal with a lot of code issues for the trade that I'm in, and I belong to a bunch of different associations through my trade, so I understand how it all works.
Okay, thank you.
Bert, point of order. Were they supposed to do a 2-minute introduction for themselves before we did any questions?
Yes, that was it.
Oh, that was it?
Yes.
Oh, right. So I was thinking that you said question 1 and then we went right into it, so
Yes.
forgive me.
Okay, let's then go into some questions. We'll swap off board to
Sure.
board if that's okay with you
Sure,
guys.
sure.
Let's start, we started with Mr. Cole on the hot sheet, the first one, so we'll go to number 2, Dave Marcio.
Do you want us to go first?
Sure. that'd
Yeah,
be
we're going to
great.
bounce back and forth. All right, Dave, first off, again, to all 4 of you guys, thank you for throwing your name in the ring. It's not easy to put your name out there, and I want to thank you guys for coming forward. My question will be the same to all 4 of you guys. This is, eventually, if you were to get on, say, an election, this is a 5-year position. It's the longest tenured position in town. What do you see, Dave, as the biggest planning challenges that Halifax is going to deal with if you were a 5-year member on this board?
A planning challenge for a 5-year member?
Yeah, for the town. What do you see the town's biggest issues are as far as
I
planning?
mean, the biggest issues with the town right now, obviously, and I know this isn't related, but right now, one of the biggest struggles the town has is the water. Okay, there's been a lot on social media with that. I'm not sure how the planning board can help with the water department with that, but there's, on social media, it's been quite a complaint. There's a number of other things that the town, that we're dealing with. We got the new condos that popped up. There's been a lot of distaste with some members, obviously, with the condos. Do they reflect what the town's image is? In my opinion, I don't feel they do. Also, we've had a lot of problems with the stuff that's been going on at the state ramp. There's been a number of people that stepped up, trying to help limit what's been going on over there at the state ramp. Went to the attorney general and it got shot down. I mean, right now, the way I look at it with the planning board is to help the public understand what they're dealing with when they propose something that they want. As a result tonight, Paul Newcomb was here with his plans, and there was things that, are we going to be able to help lead these people with better direction, fresh minds, new people, bit different ideas to get the town further? Because this everybody's got something different going on. I think the boards have served the town well over the past, but with maybe some new minds, fresh people in here, and any one of us, to get in and help the town proceed and just get better. I love it here. I fell into Halifax basically, and I bought a home here in 18. So I don't want to go anywhere else. It's great here. I got a lot of familiar faces that I see every day. You guys know my truck. It sticks out like a sore thumb. We just want to make the town better. My kids are growing up here. So that being said, I want the town to be better. So whatever aspects we can increase or benefit helping the residents, I think that's what we're here for. Not so much to be a warden of it, but help the residents do better.
Thanks, Dave.
All right.
Appreciate it. Rob, can I ask you the same question? So I guess we're going to do it that way, go through?
Yes.
Yep.
That's the way.
Could you repeat it?
Yeah, absolutely. So what do you see as the biggest planning challenges for the town of Halifax over, let's say, like a 5-year period?
Growth. I think that the bylaw is antiquated. I think the purpose of the bylaw is good, but I think it needs to be updated. The Emergency Housing Act that's been enacted by the governor is forcing ADUs and the MBTA stuff on us, and we're going to have to prepare for that. I'm not doubting that water is an issue. It can be, but that's not the purview, that's the water department. I think that the planning board has to work hand in hand with the other departments so that we can provide adequate growth at a steady pace. We're not going to stop it. You can't stop it. There's more people in the world and more people want to come to Halifax. If you look at the purpose of the bylaw, 167.1 says to encourage adequate growth, to encourage. So, you know, we have to do our part and make sure that it's not hazardous, that it doesn't create health issues or noise issues, or issues between districts, things along those lines. So I think not the easiest, but the answer I can only give you at this point would be, I think growth has to be addressed.
Thank you. Mr. Walsh, can I ask you the same question? Oh,
Mr. Walsh.
yeah. So again, just in summary, planning challenges for the town of Halifax over the next 5-year window.
Like the last speaker said, definitely growth, you know, but it needs to be smart growth. As someone who has 3 kids and chose this town to raise my family in, it's important that we keep the small town feel, but also, you know, taxes are expensive to raise a family in, so we have to do it smartly and try to still keep the, you know, the feel that we all fell in love with in Halifax.
Okay. And Mr. Cole, the same question, if we could. 5-year challenges for planning here in Halifax.
I think that one of our challenges is the fact that, like, the grocery store we have up here is still closed. I haven't heard any plans of doing anything with it or anything else. I think things have to come to a point where we can get some good businesses in town and still keep the small aspect of the town and try to get more personal property into the town to help pay taxes and reduce the residents' taxes.
Thank you. All right, that's my question.
All right, I'll go to, how about Tom? I'll start with you. You're closest to me.
Excellent.
And this question is going to go to Mr. Picciarelli. We'll start with him.
Mr. Picciarelli, tell us about an experience or experiences you've had collaborating with a group, particularly where opinions conflict or the decisions are controversial. This is kind of a tough one.
So in my position as a building commissioner, I had to deal with conflict every day. The hardest part of any ability of a position is having to tell somebody that they can't do something. So you have to deal with that. Is there a particular time that I had to deal with something? Yeah, there's been special permits and things that I've had to deal with that people might not like, or disagree with. You make the best choice you can. I think what you have to realize is when you get on a board like this, you have to be unbiased. You can't have an opinion. Your opinions stop at the door when you sit down in those chairs. And that's difficult, because some people aren't going to like that. So I think, again, general answer to your question.
Thanks, Rob. Mr. Walsh.
Getting your steps in.
Can you repeat the question again?
I was afraid you would answer. Tell us about an experience or experiences you may have had collaborating with a group, particularly where opinions conflict or the decisions are controversial.
Well, in my line of work, I'm a subcontractor, so we deal a lot with GCs, and there's always some sort of disagreements with who owns what and what is owned by us, and you know, you just got to work it out and talk it out and come up with a resolution that's fair and really what's in the contract or what's in the bylaws. You know, you can't really, if you follow the bylaws and the contracts, it's pretty straightforward.
Thank you.
Mr. Cole.
Do you want to do that again?
I've been a member of the Finance Committee in Halifax years ago when we were talking about building a new fire station and everything else. And there's a lot of comments, you know, as far as being on the Finance Committee, because you're the target of everybody in town, no matter how you vote. And I think town meetings and working up to the town meetings was probably one of the most stressful points of my time that I had.
Can't argue with that. Dave?
Tom, I'm gonna ask you to read the question one more time.
I'm more than happy to if I can remember it. Tell us about an experience or experiences you've had collaborating with a group, particularly where opinions conflict or the decisions are controversial.
Well, I think we can all agree, the MBTA, you know, with the overwhelming amount of people that showed up at town meeting for that to vote against it. You know, that's probably one of the most memorable, you know, conflicts that we saw in this town going against the governor. Personally, I run a business in town, Tyler Equipment. I've been with them for 8 years. I run into conflict all the time. I got 4 grown men that I gotta sometimes treat with kid gloves, and you know, you gotta go here and go do that. But you know, the most part, like I said, getting back to you know, what is best for the town is where our focus really is. And you know, one of the things that what's always been a focus is keeping the small town feel in the farming community, or how Halifax represents itself. And you know, I agree with Rob. We need growth here in Halifax, and it's, you know, the point was made that to help with the taxes. Yeah, the taxes are skyrocketing. I don't have a lot of a house, and I got a lot of taxes. So, you know, I don't want to see tremendous growth here, and it's conflicting with what our town represents. You know, so as far as I'm concerned, what I love about Halifax here is its small town feel, and you know, the residents want to keep it that way, but we have to proceed. We have to grow up a little bit. I don't see that we're out of that realm. You know, I mean, we got conflicts all the time when it comes to the politics in town, and what a lot of the older residents want to see happen. They're used to a certain thing. Do the bylaws need some reconditioning? I agree with some of it, not all of it. So we have controversies we have to fix here.
Okay, Tom or Bill? Or...
Yeah, I can jump. Thank you all for coming. I appreciate, you know, your willingness to serve and volunteer, and it's a thankless job in many ways, so volunteering says a lot about your character. My question is number 11, for those of you who don't have it. I'm going to go a little bit of a hybrid question. The planning board is an elected position where you're directly elected in most cases, not tonight, but in general by the public, by the voters. But many of the rules, regulations, and bylaws that oversee the planning board in general are state or local law. How do you balance public input with influencing your vote as it relates to mandatory rule?
First one is Mr. Walsh.
So just to recap, you're an elected position, but there's a lot of rules and oversight in the planning board. How do you balance public input influencing you when you're up against a lot of rules and regulations by law?
Well, again, in the field that I'm in, we're heavily regulated, and we have to follow the laws. And my family owns an elevator company, and every year elevator is going to get recertified, and so you have to follow the law or the bylaws, and you can't have outside influences change your mind. You know, you have to be strong-willed and do what's right. And if you do what's right and honest every day, then you can sleep at night. And that's how I would go about it.
Mr. Cole.
So every year that I work for the towns, I have to do a conflict of interest course. The conflict of interest course pretty much lays down everything the state requires you to do as far as outside influences and everything else. So I've been doing this for years. In my job as an assessor, I had the same scenario. How do you deal with outside pressure? And by taking the conflict of interest courses, it pretty much tells you what you can do and what you can't do. And it brings to the point outside pressures or work or having input from your family or your relatives or something like that. So as long as you adhere to that course agenda, I think that you don't have to really worry about an outside pressure erring in your judgment.
Thank you. Mr. Marcio.
I guess what it boils down to with that question would be ethics, first of all, is, you know, you need to follow ethics, and you have to make sure that, you know, you're not doing the wrong thing. And we've seen, you know, statistically in politics over the years, corruption and so on. For us, generally, you know, everybody here is probably going to have the same answer, is you got to follow the rules. You're not going to be the favorite. You're not going to be the one that everybody's, you know, looking towards for ideas. If the rules are the rules, that's just basically what it is. If we're going to, you know, with social media, and any one of you guys can attest to this, you know, we see social media, we see people's comments from the town and the local pages. People are going to have their opinions. It is what it is. If you get hurt over them, you know, because you're not doing what everybody wants, what the majority is, you got to follow the bylaws. You got to follow the rules, and that's what's going to keep order for what we need. Number one. Number two is, you know, if one of the party members or the board members, excuse me, you know, is upset about it, it's a discussion for the board to have itself. You can't go around it for favoritism or, you know, to be objective. You got to make sure that you keep by the rules. But again, this is why I'm trying to help with the town, is get on the planning board to help people understand this stuff, and that's what we're here for. All of you board members are here to help the town. That's the bottom line.
And Rob?
So as I stated before, you have to be unbiased, and you have to leave your opinions at the door when you sit at this table. As far as the rules and regulations, that's another tough thing, because rules and regulations are sometimes gray. There are exceptions to the rule, as you know. A special permit is an exception to the rule. There are variances. There are conflicting rules. And I mentioned this in the bylaws. So it's a difficult thing to do. And as we all sit here, and the audience sits here, and the board members sit there, we all have our own interpretations. They're all interpretations. Nobody is factual. They're interpretations as we read the rules. It only becomes settled when it goes to court, and hopefully it doesn't go to court. But at the end of the day, you have to do your best. You have to have ethics, like Dave said, and you have to not worry about what social media is saying about you, because most of the time it's false on social media, or it's just non-understanding.
Okay, thanks, Rob. I'll move on to the next question, and I'll go you in.
My question is going to be that I want to know what the reason that you applied to the planning board is, and also, do you have any industrial or commercial or subdivision plans or any partnerships or trusts in the town of Halifax that you'll need to be recusing yourself because you have projects or anything like that in the commercial, industrial, or any subdivisions in the near future?
Okay, we go back, we start with Mr. Cole.
The only interest that I have in town is just helping the planning board. I retired like 3 years ago. I spend maybe an hour to 2 hours working in Hanover as a consultant in the assessor's office. But I have no interest of commercial, industrial, or anything else in Halifax.
Okay.
And
And what was and so your reason to join would be that you wanted to help the planning
I
board?
just want to help out to the town. I'm retired, so I want to have a little something to do.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's all right.
We can use this one.
There you go.
Okay, Dave?
Hi, Bruce, by the way, we don't want to forget you. Okay, so I was, you know, I heard of the vacancy. Again, I've tried a few times to get on a few boards, failed. But again, I'm here to help. That's it. I run a business, like I said, in Halifax. I've been in the construction industry, from building houses, roofing, heavy construction with site plans. I mean, I'm involved. I'm not retired. I still work. I still have stake in the game. I have no contingencies that I would need to recuse myself in the town. I'm just here to help. I mean, and on top of it, you know, I'm proud to see that there's so many people stepped up at the same time. At first, I heard that there wasn't anybody that put a talent bank in, so it's good to see that we have so many people that are willing to step up for the town, 100%. So again, no stakes in the game, just work and live in Halifax, and just want to see it grow, be better.
Thank you. Rob, just really.
You mentioned trust, could you clarify trust?
Yeah, any form of ownership of any industrial, commercial, business land in the town of Halifax, any looking into getting subdivisions or any partnerships
So
with
the
any
answer would be no.
builders?
This is a general answer. Would this board not encourage business people to apply to be on the board?
I'm just asking
No,
questions, sir.
and I answered, the answer would be no. But my question again is, would this board not encourage a business person to be on the board?
I don't think that that is the question at all, just wondering about recusing yourself from things.
So if any recusal was necessary, of course that would be done. If for some reason somebody needed to resign, that would be done.
And the other part of the question would be, do you have any, what was your main drive of wanting to be on the Halifax Planning Board?
So again, I think I'm an asset to the town and I think I can help.
Thank you.
Thanks. Mr. Walsh?
So why I wanted to join the planning board, so since I moved in town a little over 10 years ago, I've been involved in a lot of the youth sports. I've coached basketball, soccer, baseball, and as my kids are getting older and phasing out of the town sports, I still want to be involved. I think it's important to be involved in the town. You know, we plan on being here forever, and I want to see the town grow and do right things, so that's why. And then, no, I have no business, I only own a house, no other land or trust or anything else.
Thanks, Tim. All right, go on to the next question. Bill?
We're going to do question number 7. What planning innovations from other towns or cities do you think we should consider?
Good question.
Dave?
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Bill, I got hard of hearing. What was it again?
What planning innovations from other towns or cities do you think we should consider here in Halifax?
Other ideas from other towns you can borrow.
Well, I mean, we already got the banners for the veterans on the poles. I love that. That's a tough one. We got a lot of good stuff here in Halifax. You know, the fireworks. It's a tough question. It's like Final Jeopardy right here.
Don't bet a lot of money.
Yeah. God, I don't think I have much of an answer for it. I mean, we have, you know, generally, we need some road improvement, but, boy, that's a good one. I'm kind of at a loss for words. So we, you know, innovations from other towns, and I'm all over the place. I don't know, I guess we could, you know, for some of our senior residents that have been here for a year, maybe mark some spots that are in honor of them, you know, if there aren't any already street intersections, you know, stuff like that. But it's a tough one, man. I can't wait to hear everybody else's answers. Thanks, sorry.
It's all right.
Rob, you're up.
So could you repeat that?
Sure. What planning innovations from other towns or cities do you think we should consider here in Halifax?
Planning innovations.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, again, I had mentioned the ADUs, the Emergency Housing Act. I know a lot of towns have enacted new ADU bylaws. I think it's important that something gets done with that. It's going to be mandatory, and I think if the town doesn't adopt the bylaw, they're going to be left high and dry. I think you're going to see lawsuits, and I think that there's going to be people putting these in based on the state guidelines. So I think that's important. I know the MBTA is a big issue in town. I'm not exactly for it, but I understand the overlay district and how the state wants you to have a district to allow it. again, do the best you can as townspeople, vote something in so you can at least meet the minimum requirements for what's necessary. Other towns, I know there was a Community Preservation Act that the town voted down. That's a tough thing to deal with. I think something along those lines, a hybrid maybe, because maybe we can take some of the tax base and buy some open land in Halifax. If Halifax doesn't want to see growth, there's only one way to do it. The town has to own it. So I think that's important. And you'll see a lot of other towns, you'll see the Cape. I was in Halifax. The Cape is huge on that. They buy up lots of conservation stuff. They buy up lots of land, the town owns it. I get it, it's a tax increase. But you can't have it both ways. If you want to slow growth or you want to have growth at a minimum, you're going to have to buy the land. You can't tell other people what they can and can't do with their land. But that's just my opinion.
Thanks, Rob. Mr. Walsh?
That is a tough question. Can you repeat it one more time?
Yep. What planning innovations from other towns or cities do you think we should consider here in Halifax?
I know what we shouldn't consider. I grew up in Weymouth and my wife grew up in Braintree, and both of those towns have just overbuilt and overpopulated, and that's why we moved to Halifax, is because we like this small town feel, and that's why we chose to raise our family not in those towns. And but we do need smart growth, and I don't know if I can sit here and give you an answer of how that will be done, but it has to be done smart and keep the character of this town.
Thanks, Jim. And, Mr. Cole?
I really don't know how to answer that question, but there's towns that, it's been said, there's towns that use the CPA fund so that they have the three funds to put in for historical and low-income housing and recreation, that you can separate those into each one. And if the town ever decided to do that, they get to decide where to put the money in each one of those three cases, so they can build more for recreation or more for historical and keep the small town effect. But any other innovations would be, there's a lot of open space in town that, depending on zoning, if the zoning bylaws change for open space, maybe there's some place that you can open a couple more businesses and still keep the small town. But I don't know as though that reflects from any other town.
Okay, thank you. Great. Bruce, do you have any, would you like to ask a question to the candidates? You're muted. Oh, there you go.
I took it off of mute. No, not at this time. I've been just listening to all the questions you folks have been asking.
Okay. Thank you. I have one. I'd like to ask the candidates specifically. I know we've talked a lot about, what you, in the 2 minutes that you came up, what you feel you can bring to the planning board to make it successful. And we've had a lot of ideas that specifically really weren't rooted to and defined by the duties of the planning board. So I'd like to know specifically what you're going to bring to the board and what you can bring to the planning board. The planning board, as it was indicated, there's an awful lot of bylaws, there's an awful lot of things. What you like to do and what you can do are two different things. If you have a bylaw and you have the state code. So I'd like to know, what you feel you could bring specifically to the planning board in order to meet those requirements. Like you said, you come through the door, it's a hard decision when you're sitting here. It's a very hard decision. Some people are gonna love the way we make the decisions we make, and others are gonna hate you for it. So I'd like to know specifically how what you could feel you could bring to the planning board and being able to deal with just that very thing. And Bob, you're up first. Rob,
I want to hear you repeat that again.
No, that's not going to happen.
What was that middle part again?
All those in favor say aye.
What can I bring to the board? Experience, knowledge. I'd love to work with the board, come together, and see what we can come up with to help the town grow at a steady pace, a reasonable pace, maybe come up with some open land for the town. Again, I think I went over a lot of stuff in my other questions as far as what I could bring and what my thoughts were. That's pretty much it.
Okay, thanks, Rob. Mr. Walsh, Jim?
Can you repeat that?
I don't think he can. No, he can't.
Pretty
sure he can.
Board. So, you know, the previously member, Mr. Elliott, I thought brought a good demeanor about a good attitude towards the board, and I bring in something like that. You know, I maybe some of the weed stuff, I don't have the experience of some of these other guys, but I do have a lot of experience within construction, but I'm very biased and very, you know, by the bylaws, and I think I'll bring kind of an outside voice. You know, I'm relatively new to the town. I don't have all the history that some of these other people, 40 years in the town, you know, so I think just an outside voice, and yeah, that's it.
Thanks, Jim. Mr. Cole, Bob?
Now, one of the reasons I wanted to be on the board, and what I thought I could bring to the board, was the fact that being an assessor for as many years as I have, I'm very good at research with deeds, with plans, and, you know, I thought that by the work that I've done with other planning boards in other towns and stuff, we work very closely, but I worked very closely with them. I was doing research on each one of the plans as to the deeds, if the acreage was correct and whatever there was. But we also worked really close with the other departments. So in Hanover, planning also works hand in hand with zoning, and they work hand in hand with the assessors. And when the Hanover Mall was going in, we had pretty much the whole town was working as one unit to get the mall done and get it all started and everything else on that. So I think that the only thing that I really strongly bring to the planning board is my knowledge of maps and deeds and my research techniques.
Great, thank you, sir. Okay, I'm sorry, did I miss you? I'm sorry, go right.
Okay. What can I bring to the planning board? Well, I don't have the experience that some of these other guys have, but I have management skills. I've been running a business for a number of companies for quite a few years. And being in management, you got to be able to work with different people. You're going to have different ideas. You're going to have different problems. You got to work through it. One of the things that I've learned over the past few years is being a little bit different on my approach with people. I've always been kind of loud and in people's faces about it, and that's not what we need. We need people that have some understanding. And again, like I was saying, fresh minds, you know, might be what the town needs instead of the same. And I'm not criticizing, but the same old people that are constantly in the same positions. Maybe some fresh minds to help absorb some of the town's needs. I mean, ironically, we're here to help the town. And Rob actually said that, you know, there's going to be special instances that you might have to think a little bit differently to help those people. Someone might want an in-law apartment or something different. You know, I'm going to be here for a while. I got young kids still. I want this town to continue succeeding or get us on in a better track than we've been. So, you know, I'm going to bring a voice to this board. Is what I'm going to do, is so that we can help the town get better.
Okay, moving on our procedure-wise, it says we can ask the candidates, each one of the candidates, just to make a 1-minute closing statement.
Before we do that, point of Mr. Chair, can I ask one quick question to all four, if that's okay?
Sure.
So basically, as part of you being on the planning board, are all four of you folks open to attending any sort of needed training? Or, you know, I know we're trying to make sure that you guys have the tools to make educated decisions, you know, to keep us out of courts. Are all four of you folks willing to If there's a seminar, if there's something to educate yourself, are you guys willing to put that extra time in? To get, I don't think y'all need to come up to the microphone, but
Yes.
yeah, everybody. That's all. Thank you.
All right.
You know, on that note, I actually have one to ask. Make sure that you're available on the first and third Thursdays of each month.
Does that work? Everybody? Yeah.
Okay.
Good point.
They're all booked.
Well,
Should open with
I
that one.
figured that they would be, but you know, make sure.
It's good to have it right out front, yeah.
Very good question.
I'd like to ask a question. Would each of you, knowing that this is an interim appointment, which is only for, what, 8 or 9 months, if I do the math, are you planning, if, assuming you're okay with being on the board, to run for the position at the next annual town meeting?
Looks like 4 yeses.
Okay.
I think on that note, just speaking from recent experience, I think this is like a good trial run. It's a good amount of time to get your feet wet, learn what it's about,
Yeah.
and it's not too much of a commitment that where if it's not for you or it's overwhelming or doesn't meet your schedule or something changes, that there's an opening for someone who can commit to it. But I think it's the perfect amount of time to get your feet wet, especially if you've never done it before and you're coming in with a new voice, new fresh, or just learning on the job. I think that's a good amount of time, actually. I think that works out well, to be honest with you. I know it's unfortunate about Brendan, but
Really good
you know,
point.
Yeah.
good amount of time.
All right, how about a 1-minute closing statement from each of the candidates? I'll start at the top of the list, we'll go alphabetically. Mr. Cole, Robert Cole.
Well, in closing, I'd just like to thank everybody for having me here to listen to me. And I would enjoy being on the planning board. And I think I could bring something to the board. And like I said, I would be amiable to a re-election for next year. But I think I could do a really good job for the town.
Thank you, sir. Dave Massey.
Again, thank you everybody for taking the time to hear us all out. I might not be the most qualified. There's definitely quite a few guys in here that show good prosper for this board. If it goes well and it works out well for the town, it absolutely, you know, if I was picked tonight, I would definitely run again, or run in in May. Again, just want to help the town out. That's why I'm here, taking my time for the town. So thank you everybody.
Thanks, Dave. Rob Picciarelli.
Yeah, just same thing, thank the board, both boards, thank the other candidates. I think that anyone you choose is going to be a good addition to the board. I think that everybody's got the town of Halifax, they want the town to prosper. They want things to happen and happen the right way. So that's it, thank you.
Thanks. Jim, Mr. Walsh.
Yes, again, thank you. You know, when this came up with Mr. Elliott leaving, I thought it'd be a good chance to see what the planning board is like and get involved, and I thought it'd be before I ran for election, and and yeah, I just think, you know, all the other candidates are great candidates. It's awesome that we have 4 of us that want to do it, and Halifax looks great.
Great, thank you. Thank you all, appreciate it. All right, now I'll proceed to open up to both boards. Any comments regarding specific candidates, good, bad, one way or the other? We're just supposed to open it up to, you know, any kind of discussion regarding the candidates.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'll just jump in first. This was awesome. I think we have four guys here that want to do good for Halifax. And that's not always the case that you get 4 solid choices. So thank you guys. I really appreciate it. I don't know if we're getting into who we're thinking, or where do you want to go, Mr. Chair?
Yes, sure. You best.
Again,
Polling.
Well, we haven't been, actually, it's a discussion on the candidates and then we do the poll.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure,
Yeah.
Sure.
what we were doing here.
Sure. Again, and I use this analogy a lot to the point where I think people are sick of it, but it's picking your favorite flavor of ice cream, because I think you're all great, and it's just what you're into in the moment right now. I think every candidate has pluses. I think just given what this board is constituted right now as, we have a lot of familiar faces on the board. We have a lot of familiar faces in the crowd. I think part of what we should think about is an eye a little bit to the future. I do think that Mr. Walsh reminds me a lot of your former member, Mr. Elliott. I do know him, I will say, through sports. I know him as a man of character. I think all 4 of you guys are men of character. But I think there's something to be said for a little bit of a fresh face and a little bit of a fresh take with an eye towards looking down the road. So Mr. Walsh would be my selection at this point right now.
Well, I also am actually thrilled that we had 4 candidates. I mean, we've done this in the past where we were desperately looking for people to jump in on different boards, and it's great. I think it's an indication of the town is changing so quickly, it is changing so fast, and to keep up with that. The only thing that I can say I sat on the zoning board for 32 years and then sitting on this board is it's difficult. It's not easy. It's a bottom line that the toughest part is going by the book. It's, it was said before, you got to leave your opinions at the door. What you'd like to do and what you have to do are sometimes 2 different things. And that's what you have to deal with. And it sounds like all of you guys pretty much have to have dealt with that in your own job experience and whatnot. I personally feel that, again, using my experience on both boards, having somebody very knowledgeable in regards to the building codes, the state codes, and even if they don't have the answer, they know where to get it or how to get it. And not to throw them out there, but Tom, being a building inspector, is full of great information that really helps a lot. I mean, everybody has a different background and different experiences and whatnot, and everybody contributes. I personally, leaning towards the person with the most experience, with the most knowledge, with the most hands-on experience, and has the track record, and I'm leaning towards Mr. Picciarelli. And again, that's nothing against the other 3 by any means.
Anybody else?
One of the things that the planning board,
Let me just put your,
I should put it back.
Yeah, they won't hear you.
Good call.
One of the areas in which I've mentioned several times over the past year or 2 is one of the things the planning board does not do much of is actual planning. And that's an area that we need to invest more time and effort in. And that revolves around bylaws, the general laws, the understanding of the properties in town. Some historical perspective of properties in town is also beneficial. Not that we don't have 4 great candidates here. And if they were to not be chosen tonight, please apply to another board. Don't desert us, because we can use you. But having said that, so much of this is prescribed by law. It isn't so much what we like. What the planning board can do for certain developments is try to cajole people into doing things for us, to put a particular siding on a structure to conform to the character of the neighborhood and the town, whatever we perceive that to be. But a lot of it's bylaw driven, and that's an area that we need to spend more time on. We need to clean up our bylaws. I know there was an effort made last year to clean up bylaws. I did not support that particular effort only because it didn't address some of the major problems that I thought needed to be addressed in terms of housing and multifamily homes and whatnot, which got us into a lot of trouble in the past because of the ambiguity. And we need to clean up the ambiguous sections of our bylaws. And for that matter, and again, I'm not casting any aspersions on any other candidate, I'm going to sort of fall in line here because I know what Mr. Piccirilli can bring to the table. His background, the fact that he was on the planning board. Plans are one thing, but understanding the depth of a plan in terms of basins and piping and drains and is a whole different level of experience. So I would be inclined to support Mr. Piccirilli because, again, I know what he can bring to the table immediately. And again, no casting of any aspersions on anybody else.
Anybody else?
I mean, without naming, a choice, I would probably echo a lot of what you're saying, or what has been said as comments about, on paper, resume, the most experienced candidate is probably fairly clear, although I did like Mr. Cole's research techniques comment. I thought that was important and could be, pretty germane to most conversations. I think, though, where I'm just kind of trying to formulate in my head which candidate, I kind of like the opposing viewpoint, where the three of you, I know Bruce is new in May, but the three of you, all on staggered terms, have years and years both on this board and other boards. And I'm not sure specifically that the planning board needs a fourth member who's A, done it before, and B, only adds to the vast knowledge, whereas we could perhaps find someone on a short-term basis to get their feet wet and possibly be the next generation of people who have been here for years. That's not to preclude anybody's experience or resume, because I think those things speak for themselves. I'm just not sure that this is this is not like getting into Harvard, who's the most qualified on paper. This is something who can round out the board, who can provide, who can fill in a hole that might not otherwise be filled. And so while I'll stop short of naming a candidate, I don't begrudge anybody else their thought, because I don't disagree with those thoughts. I'm just wondering if this is an opportunity that we could have to put someone new in, a new face like I've been, good, bad, or indifferent. It's fine, you're not alone. Just as an opportunity to get the next wave in. Their feet wet, and who knows, maybe in 8 months they're like, that's not for me, but it's better now to find out for 8 months that it's not for them
For 5 years.
than it is for 5 years in May and have it be stopped in the middle. That's where I kind of am.
Bruce, you got anything?
That was an excellent point. I'm not sure who was the, I can't see on my phone, my apologies. Who was the gentleman?
It was Selectman Tom Pratt.
Ceiling. Best point of the night.
Yeah, I know.
He was intelligent.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I have the cheaters on right now, so I can't see anything, but I would agree with you on that for a short-term basis, having something, somebody getting their feet wet, that made me think. So I just wanted to say that's an excellent point.
Amy?
Yeah. Well, I think that it is very important to follow the bylaws, as I think everybody in this whole room knows. And I think that to read the purpose, 167.1, the purpose of this zoning chapter is to promote the health, safety, convenience, morals, and welfare of the inhabitants of Halifax, to lessen the danger from fire and congestion, to encourage the most appropriate use of the land, and to improve the town under the provisions of MGL 40A 1 through 22 for the purpose and use of construction, repair, alteration, height, area, location of the buildings and structures, and use of the premises of the town of Halifax. The most important part of that is to promote the health and safety, convenience, morals, and welfare of the inhabitants of Halifax. The reason that the bylaws are written the way they are has a lot to do with water, because we need to make sure that we do have enough of it to go around. And when we are building MBTA housing and things of that nature, we are not going to have enough, and we already do have a water problem. And therefore, I would highly disagree with mandates and changing of the bylaws because, again, this is the United States, and we're not supposed to live under mandates and tyranny. And it doesn't do any good for us. If you look at LA, they're not really causing a good, healthful society. They have problems with brownouts, fires, and they have issues with water coming out of their faucet. It actually happens a lot in Florida as well. They have such overdeveloping that they have sinkholes, they haven't been signed off by building inspectors, and they're falling down in Miami and others of the like. So it is very important. There's like a solid reason to follow the bylaws. That being said, we also sell real estate. I'm a realtor, I sell real estate, and all of these zoning bylaws are something that realtors talk about with their buyers and sellers, because it means whether or not a seller can subdivide a property. You need to know what those bylaws are in order to tell them what their property is worth. And you also say a buyer is buying a piece of land, you need to let him know if he has industrial land behind him or maybe attractive land that could eventually be a subdivision. So it is very important to uphold these bylaws to protect the inhabitants of the town of Halifax. So on that note, I would 100% think that we definitely need to brush up on some of the bylaws for sure, but we do not need an overhaul because we need to protect the inhabitants of Halifax from, if they wanted to vote for these things and change the entire outlook, but I don't really believe it is our job to do anything besides be the gatekeeper. We are elected by the town of Halifax people in order to watch out for their best interests. So when an applicant comes in front of us with a site plan, we are not here to make a deal with these business people, but rather to watch out by these bylaws for the people that live in this town. And that is a very big responsibility. So I find it that the bylaws need to be followed is the most important thing and that means you should familiarize yourself with them as somebody that's going to be on the board. That being said, I would definitely say that we need a new face, and I have my candidate in mind. Very much a hard decision, very much a hard decision.
Here, here.
But I think that we're really lucky to have 4 people that have applied for the position.
Okay, so seeing that we ended the discussion as indicated, before we get to an actual tally vote, yes, a polling tally vote, right? There is a disclosure that remember, Mr. Millius wanted to make to the board, if you'd like to read that.
We kind of jumped ahead. I just wanted to communicate. This communication is to make disclosure in compliance with 23B3 of my personal relationship and former business relationship with a candidate being considered for appointment to fill the unexpired term on the planning board. Specifically, I am friends with Mr. Robert Piccirilli and have had past business dealings with him, which ended in June of 2022 and not since. I am further declaring that I am capable of making a decision to appoint the candidate I feel will best fill the position being considered regarding the planning board. Just wanted to go on record in case anybody else brought it up and satisfy section 20.
Okay, let's get into it. Majority. I'll ask for the first choice of each of the board members for the position available. I'll start with Mr. Seeley. Jonathan.
I would like to nominate Mr. James Walsh to fill out the empty spot on the Halifax Planning Board.
Okay.
poll first before you get a nomination?
What do you mean the poll? What are you talking about?
This is what he's doing. We're
Yeah.
Oh, put it in a
Yeah,
poll.
I was just
Oh,
saying,
yeah, no,
if somebody has enough
gotcha.
in the polling.
So
then
not a
you make-
formal motion, just a pick.
Until you have 4.
Right.
Sure, sure.
It's- Okay, Mr. Walsh, Mr. Pratt,
You can't come back to me, huh?
I'll come back to you.
No, don't do that.
Al.
Dave Masio.
Okay, Mr. Smith.
Mr. Walsh.
Mr. Sylvester.
Boy, by the way, 4 excellent candidates. I didn't add that earlier. My vote's for Mr. Walsh.
Amy.
I have a very hard decision, but I actually, and I think that what is the reason that I am looking, I'm very torn, honestly, but I believe Mr. Walsh, who says he wants to follow the bylaws, that gets my heart.
Mr. Milius.
Where are we at here?
We're at 4.
I was gonna say we're at 4. Once
Yeah.
we get to 4, you can make, I believe now is the appropriate
It's
time.
up to you.
make
Do you
a
want
motion.
to make a vote? Would you guys rather have your votes heard, or do you want to make a motion?
I'd rather have a vote.
Yeah, I think go to a vote. So you, it's up to you. You can entertain a motion at this point.
Why do we do that? Okay, seeing that there is a majority for Mr. Walsh, 4 out of the 7 votes, I'll accept a motion to appoint Mr. James Walsh to the position on the, as a member of the planning board for the town of Halifax.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second to fill the slot with Mr. Walsh. I'm going to ask for a roll call vote. Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Pratt?
Yes.
Mr. Seeley?
Yes.
Mr. Sylvester?
Yes.
Amy Troop?
Yes.
Tom Millis?
For consistency and unanimity, I say yes.
And myself, yes. So it's unanimous. Mr. Walsh will be
Thank you, guys.
appointed.
Thank you all.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you'll just have to go to the town clerk's office and get sworn in, and our next meeting is August 21st at 7 o'clock.
Thank you.
Start studying.
Thank you.
If you're available.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Dave, thank you.
I was gonna get you guys.
Thank you.
Hey, well,
Now I'll shake your hand. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks,
No
guys.
worries.
Is the town hall any?
Yeah, tomorrow, but on the.
Friday, she's here?
Yeah.
She here on a Friday?
Oh, no, it's Thursday. I keep thinking it's a Tuesday.
They're trying to set you up to fail already. Show up to the town hall, just wait at the door.
Kim, the 21st is your next meeting, guys?
Yes.
Because Sue's on vacation.
Next week, so we probably, if you can come in the following Monday, would that?
Yeah, a week from Monday.
Yeah, the 21st, so that would be fine.
Yeah, so let's do the
Yeah.
following Monday, because I know she's on vacation. Yeah, okay, all right,
All right, if you
Thank
guys,
you.
if you don't mind, Mr. Chair, I'm going to entertain a motion to adjourn the Board of Halifax, I'm sorry, Board of Halifax, Board of Selectmen meeting for the town of Halifax.
So moved.
Second.
I'll do a quick roll call vote. Bill?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Myself is a yes. We are adjourned at 8:34.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you,
Thank you.
guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Yeah, really appreciate it. That was very encouraging. Those are great.
And I
Those are
love
great.
the humor.
Oh, thank you.
That was
Thank you.
good. Yeah.
Good luck, guys.
Yeah, go straight home this time.
Absolutely.
Don't leave your keys, we're taking it home.
I won't be able to get it.
Wow.
All right, done, there we go.
Nice to formally meet you.
Thank you, nice to meet you. Eric, take it easy. Have a good night. See ya. See you guys.
All right, let's, next thing on our agenda is the meeting minutes. Like, do we need to sign anything for those extensions or anything?
I don't have the meeting minutes because I'm trying to get into my email for,
Just put it off to the next meeting.
because of the new way that you have to get in.
Yeah,
So, I didn't have a chance to review them.
It's fine.
Okay.
We can do them next time.
we can
Okay,
do that.
so I'll make a motion to put
What
them on the
about, do we need
21st?
signatures on the extension forms that we gave?
We have it.
We already did the extension form for the SPR 539 Plymouth Street.
Yeah. We
And
What
we
for?
didn't need one for
We don't
Newcomb
need one for
because he's
Newcomb.
gonna be on the 21st. We
Yeah.
just need to make sure that we have,
The 539 one, though, I thought he expired today.
No, we did that.
we signed it. It was right in the beginning. I had it all
It was
like,
signed?
You
I don't
signed
remember.
it. You signed it.
Did I?
well, maybe we should find it. I passed it to you. You
Yeah, I
passed
signed it
to
and I
him.
passed it to you.
Did
I assume you signed
Here
it.
it is, it's underneath the thing.
Put it,
you sign it?
Vern,
No.
put it in the meeting, oh, you didn't?
No.
Put it in the meeting minutes one so that she finds it. You know what I mean? As clerk, I'll tell you that. No, you need to put it in your folder so Danielle
Oh,
gets
so
it.
she gets it.
You'll catch it.
Are you okay? You were overwhelmed a little bit? That was a lot,
Yeah.
right?
Okay, minutes
It's not
we'll put off. How about bills?
Good candy.
What do we have for
Yeah.
bills?
Do you have the, oh, hold on, is it in here? We have, PGB engineering invoice number, for 350A Industrial Drive in the amount of $453.75 to be paid out of the revolving fund for Mr. Newcomb.
Oh, we don't have the actual bill that we signed.
Do you?
I don't have it here.
Things to be signed, you have that folder?
Yes, I do, and there's nothing in there. Just minutes.
No, the other one, there's another black folder
Yeah, I was gonna say it's
underneath.
probably there.
See that other black folder you have?
Oh, here it is. Bills.
The one that says.
The one that says
Read it.
bills?
Yeah.
That's a good start.
Call me crazy.
I'll make a motion to pay plan review services for 7/1/25 to 7/31/25 for 350A Industrial Drive, invoice number 528 in the amount of $453.75.
Second?
Okay.
So motion in a second. All those in favor, say aye.
We need to roll call.
Aye.
Oh, you want a roll call because he's on Zoom?
Oh, yeah. Why don't, we'll take a roll call vote. Bruce Sylvester,
Yes.
Amy,
Yes,
Tom?
Yes.
Myself, yes, unanimous.
I just figured that make it right.
Yeah.
And then, did we have any mail?
Oh, yes, there is notices from a couple of towns. Let me sign this.
Can I see them?
Sure. We have a notice, let's see, letter of mutual agreement for the extension, well, that's the one we just did. Notice of public hearing, the zoning board for the town of Pembroke. Will apply a public hearing on Monday, August 18th in Pembroke Hall, the Veterans Hall, on the application of Lisa Napoli and Sinette, 537 Center Street, Pembroke, requesting a special permit in accordance with their zoning bylaws, hobby kennels, subject to all limitations, restrictions, safeguards, or restrictions which may be imposed by the Board of Appeals. Another one from Pembroke, on a hearing on the same date, 18th, Kristen
I
Mom.
recommend we send a member to this hearing in Pembroke. Can I nominate you or?
On the 18th.
Public hearing on Christian Mom, 46 Plymouth Street in Pembroke, requesting a variance in accordance with the zoning bylaws of Pembroke. Rear setback to construct a detached accessory dwelling, an ADU. Rear yard setback placement will be 10 feet. 25-foot setback is required for the rear. So that's also another hearing in there, and an office of the planning board in Pembroke. Hearing location at the Weather Vane at Pembroke Country Club. owner, property location 94 West Elm Street, for approval of a definitive subdivision plan entitled Weather Vane at Pembroke Country Club. The proposed subdivision is located at 94 West Elm Street, Pembroke, and consists of 177 new single-family homes on approximately 244 acres. The property is in the residential A zoning inspection at the office of the Planning Board, Pembroke Town Hall. Andrew Randell, Chair.
For those who don't know why we're getting these, the law prescribes that whenever there's a hearing in a town, even if you're not a direct abutter, every abutting town to the town that's having the hearing must be notified properly by certified mail. Not that we have any particular interest in it,
Well, we could, due to water supply and things like that,
yeah, or
especially.
if something coming up against something next to it, or, that butts the town. That's why I was kind of joking about the kennel.
Well, I mean, that one could be. Depending on how the 244 acres goes out and what the wetlands are. Interesting.
It's so far from Halifax.
Yeah, well, nowadays though, with the water tables.
Does it say right on it that it's a 40B project? Or does it say, no, it says single-family homes, huh?
Yeah. It's planning board, so it wouldn't be,
Yeah, 40B would be zoning.
it wouldn't be.
It would be ZBA.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say when it wouldn't come up. So, yeah, that's why it's not 40B. But like with the water table problem, so, with research that I've been doing, did you know that the town of Hingham has been buying water from Cohasset? And that the town of Situate has been buying water from Marshfield because they don't have enough because of the construction that they've done? And those are just examples.
I filled in doing inspections in Hingham because they had 1,500 open permits at that time. 1,500. Now that, granted,
Where was
that's
that again? Sorry.
in Hingham.
Oh, okay.
And of course, some of these are large buildings, so each unit was a building permit. Nonetheless, there was 1,500 of them, and that was only then at that time.
Right. So that's the thing. So then it takes from the water table, and we haven't even turned on any of the faucets over at Featherwinds.
I talked to the water commissioner, I just happened to bump into him out in the parking lot. For whatever it's worth, he assures me they're in fine shape.
Well-
And I guess the Richmond Park is back online.
It's not yet.
Not completely, I guess, but.
And the problem is that we have severe water problems in a lot of the houses, and they'll be affected by more drawing of the water table all around us. Bridgewater has major issues with their water. So it's a problem that we have to keep in mind because.
Well, we can't control what someone next to us does in any event.
Well, no. But I'm just saying that it is something to consider, and people could go. Like maybe somebody from this town will hear this on this and go because, or maybe tell a neighbor, friend that lives on Elm Street. But at any rate, I want to make copies of the minutes so I have them at home. And I guess we're looking for a motion to adjourn.
That's where I am.
That's a definite.
I'm gonna put the signed extension in the meeting minutes one, so it
So
doesn't
it's
get
all
lost
together.
in
That's
the
a great
mail.
idea.
Okay,
Want to take
All right.
bills?
oh yeah, that too. I'll just put it right
Okay,
there.
I have a motion on the floor to adjourn. Do I have a second?
You certainly do.
A motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Bruce?
Hi.
Okay.
Bruce already adjourned.
All right, we'll see you, Bruce. Thanks a lot, appreciate it.
So I'll be right